quick, tough little street course. Drivers will have their hands full. Some long straightaways, some caution. Turn 2. Trouble. Oh, my goodness. What a huge crash. Scott Dixon is in it. Jay Howard is the other car involved. Dixon and Jay Howard. There is Dixon. Look at that car. It is destroyed.
There's nothing left of the back. That sawed the engine in half.
Safety crew there working with Jay Howard.
Out, guys.
Good to see Jay Howard climb from that car. Wow. Let's show you what happened. Bizarre would be, I guess, a good word for it based on this first look.
As we watch the cars go through here, guys, the car on the very top, okay, which is Jay Howard. We're going to roll this through now. Well, look at Jay. He's already way off the line. He's off the dark patch of the racetrack, which we call the racing line. He's up in the gray. He's lost control of the car. He's hoping he's not going to hit the wall. He impacts the wall, comes off the wall, just misses the 10 of Tony Kanaan. Unfortunately, Scott Dixon is right there, up and over the front of the car. Car hits on the top of the wall. The safety cell on these cars, guys, I can't tell you how strong they are. An awful accident, but as we saw, Scott Dixon right there, hands away from the steering wheel. We saw him get out, and when we first went to this frame, when we first saw this accident, you heard some roar from the crowd, and that was because they knew that Scott Dixon was okay, and the 77 of Jay Howard was also okay.
Boy, this is just bad timing on Dixon's part and incredible fortune with the way this car lands on top of the wall.
Or he's incredibly fortunate.
On the top right there. On the top, low.
He had nowhere to go, absolutely nowhere to go, and it landed exactly the way you don't want a car to land on a guardrail. He was just so lucky that the hard part of the car did not land 3 feet farther back.
There is an incredible amount of debris over in that part of the corner. Being told by race control they may be going to the red flag here, and will be going to the red flag to clean up the racetrack. But an awful crash. Jay Howard hits the wall first. Scott Dixon with no place to go. Was that Castro Neves that went under Dixon?
It does, and he runs over some debris.
Oh, man. He's so lucky. So lucky.
The safety cell that Scott Dixon sits in saved his life. I don't think that's an overstatement. Red flag out in the Indianapolis 500. Thankfully, both drivers climbed out and walked away.
Your mission is to get on that plane. You're not gonna make it. You gotta push it.
Castrol Edge is titanium strong under pressure. For max maximum engine performance, use Castrol Edge. It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
What if technology gave us the power to turn this enemy into an ally?
Microsoft and its partners are using smart traps to capture mosquitoes and sequence their DNA to fight disease. There are over 100 million pieces of DNA in every sample. With the Microsoft Cloud, we can analyze the data faster than ever before. If we can detect new viruses before they spread, we may someday prevent outbreaks before they begin.
I came here to be better. Now, I stand here a challenger. I came here to race.
Hey, Julie, I know today's critical, but I really need a sick day.
Dads don't take sick days. Dads take DayQuil Severe, the non-drowsy, coughing, aching fever, sore throat, stuffy head, no sick days medicine.
Here comes the fun with Sea-Doo. Starting at just $52.99 and get 0% financing. Visit Sea-Doo.com today.
Becca enjoys soda, but she doesn't know soda has acid, which breaks down tooth enamel. Thankfully, she uses ACT Restoring Mouthwash with fluoride. It does more than freshen breath. It restores minerals to enamel for 40% stronger teeth. ACT. Smile strong.
There's a challenging spirit within Honda. It gives us the courage to go faster and the thinking to make it real. Whether it looks like a truck, a sedan, or a coupe, inside is the heart of a race car.
Back live at the Indianapolis 500. The field stopped on the pit lane. We are under the red flag after a terrible crash between turns 1 and 2. Scott Dixon, Jay Howard. Dixon's car just ripped apart, though fortunately he climbed from the car okay. You see the hole that it put in the safety fencing, and that is the reason for the red flag, to clean up the debris and to fix that safety fencing that protects those who sit behind it.
He doesn't really use the safety fencing. He lands on top of it.
Obviously, part of the car got into it to rip it open, right?
Yes, but he landed. Yeah. Oh my! I have never witnessed an accident like that.
You know, we talked about the number 3 of Elio Castroneves going underneath Scott Dixon's car. Remember, it was Elio a few years ago that ended up going airborne between turns 1 and 2 and walked away from that incident as well. We see how Scott Dixon was thrown around inside the cockpit of the car. All these drivers are so physically fit. He works out here locally as we ride along on board. Ooh.
This is from Castroneves.
He went right under it. There are so many things that had to go perfectly, Scott, to have the result that we did of nobody getting hurt.
So I just want to show you where Dixon's car hit, and you see this safety barrier here that's all behind. Let's see if I can do this right. All this safety area here where there was no one standing, and that's why it's there. And so you saw the one photographer scamper out of the way, but boy, what just an incredibly nasty crash for Scott Dixon. And again, he did climb from the car and walk away. We'll obviously get a word with him when we're able to, but we're under the red flag for the repairs to that safety fencing. And wow, what a moment here at the Indianapolis 500. Back after this from your ABC station. The Indianapolis 500-mile race under the red flag. Just after a quarter of the distance completed, Fernando Alonso is the leader. The red flag for a terrible crash between turns 1 and 2 after Jay Howard bounced off the outside wall, had no control over his car because the right front suspension was collapsed in steering, and Scott Dixon came along, had no place to go, went up over the top of Howard's car into the inside safety fencing. Both drivers have climbed from their machines and have gone for further checkup. But watch the photographer in the white vest and the red hat on the inside here, right where Dixon's car comes to rest and pierces the safety fencing. So safety officials did attend to that photographer. There you see him talking with those around him. He's texting as well and so on as we watched. And he has been taken also for examination after possibly being struck by some of the debris from that accident. Dr. Jerry Punch is at the Infield Medical Center for us.